Alrighty, good morning, everybody. My name is Amanda Pettis, and I will serve as your moderator today for the Get Involved session. We also have from the Student Activities Office, Ansley Jenkins. She will be in our chat today. So if you have any questions throughout the presentation, please go ahead and pop them right there in the chat. And either Ansley will get back to you in the moment, or at the end, we'll go through them and we'll have our presenters, who will introduce themselves in just a second, answer some of y'all's questions. So I'm going to wait about 10 to 15 more seconds before we get started, so that way a few more can hop on, and then we're going to get going. And also, if y'all are having any issues hearing us or delays, go ahead and put those in the chat as well. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started. I'll turn it over to our Mr. and Miss UTSA.
All right, thank you so much. All right, so good morning, everyone. My name is Cambridge Wesley, and I am a senior marketing student from Killeen, Texas. I'm also proud to be your Mr. UTSA 2020, and I'm so glad each and every one of you has decided to make UTSA your home for your academic journey, or if you're even considering it. So today we're actually going to be talking about the spirits and traditions at UTSA, and we'll show you how to go ahead and get involved.
Hi everyone, my name is Carla Madrigal, and I am a sophomore biology major from San Antonio. I am also proud to be your Miss UTSA 2020. We're really glad you're here. As we begin, we want to share our Roadrunner Creed with you so you know what it means. It encompasses our values, qualities, and characteristics that define what it meant to be a UTSA Roadrunner. It states, the University of Texas at San Antonio is a community of scholars where integrity, excellence, inclusiveness, respect, collaboration, and innovation are fostered. These words are from the core values of UTSA.
The creed further states, as a Roadrunner, I will uphold the highest standards of academic and personal integrity by practicing and expecting fair and ethical conduct. So take a look at that line again, and I want to know what it means to you. So for anybody who might be listening in right now, if you just want to go ahead and volunteer and ask, or go ahead and say what this part of the creed means to you. Does anybody know? If not, it's all good. Cool. So that's perfectly fine too if nobody knows. So ideally what this would even mean is really just making sure that you're holding yourself accountable in all means, whether it be in the classroom, whether it be outside of the classroom, whether it be anywhere on campus, just making sure you're doing the best to be the ideal student you can possibly be at all times. So moving further on into the creed, the next part of the creed actually states that as a Roadrunner, I will respect and accept individual differences, recognizing the inherent dignity of each student. So for anybody else who might want to go ahead and answer this one, what does this part of the creed mean for you? You could even type it into the chat as well if you don't even want to say anything. Cool. And I can go ahead and repeat that part one more time. So it says, respect and as a Roadrunner, I will respect and accept individual differences, recognizing the inherent dignity of each person. So respect and accepting individual differences. Okay. Yeah, Alex, that's pretty much right along where it's talking about treating everyone as already want to be treated. Like that golden rule that you always learn about throughout grade school, learn about treat everyone the way you want to be treated, that same manner. Cool. All right, Carla, you can take it from here.
Okay, next we have, as a Roadrunner, I will contribute to campus life and the larger community through my active engagement. So with this one, I'm gonna call for more volunteers to write in the chat or unmute if you'd like. What do you think this looks like as a student at UTSA? Exactly, get involved, join organizations, even start your own if you'd like. Be active on campus. You can get involved with volunteering events, for sure. Awesome, thanks guys. Next we have, as a Roadrunner, I will support the fearless exploration of dreams and ideas in the advancement of ingenuity, creativity, and discovery. So if you had to pick one word on this slide that sticks out to you, which one would it be and why? Go ahead and write it in the chat if you'd like. Support, okay. Exploration. Okay, awesome. So would anyone like to say why you chose the word that you chose?
Hi, Carlo.
Hi, go ahead.
Hey, so I actually chose discovery, and I think it's a really important part of UTSA uniquely just because we're a relatively new university. And so really everything we do is really part of discovery. We're discovering who we are as a university, as a community, as students, as leaders. So I think it's important that we incorporate discovery into every part of our student life on campus. Whether it's discovering a new place to study or discovering some cure for a disease in the research labs, or just discovering new people to hang out with and grow with. I think that's really important.
Oh, awesome. I love that answer. Thank you so much. All right. For me, the word that sticks out is fearless. Being fearless means getting out of your comfort zone and trying new things. I also like some in the chat that said discovery because everyone is open to new ideas and creativity is the core of creating new things for better society. Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Awesome answers, awesome answers. And so finally, guided by these principles, now and forever, I am a Roadrunner. Y'all just go ahead and manifest what those words exactly mean. So at the end of our Roadrunner creed, these are the final things that really show up and just kind of determine what exactly that is.
Now that you have learned our Roadrunner creed, we want to hear from you. Based on what you have heard so far, what does it mean to you to be a Roadrunner? So anything at all after the different slides that we went through with our Roadrunner creed? Anything that stuck out to anyone? Okay, be a good honest
person, yeah.
Yes. Confident in what you do, being first generation college student. Yes, we have a lot of first generation students that go to UTSA. So it's be responsible, respectful, helpful, involved, community.
And supporting others is another big thing.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, grow yourself in your community. So what are ways that we can do these things? You're dedicated to new understanding the backgrounds and likes of everyone as they figure things out. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Dream, grow, and support. Okay, thank you guys. All right. Now we want to share a few things that we believe Roadrunners are. So Roadrunners are smart. This class has been admitted with test scores, and more than half of you are in the top 25% of your high school class. So congratulations.
So their average SAT score is 1130, and 25% were in the 51% are in the top 25% of their class.
Yes, ma'am, correct. Alrighty, and Roadrunners are fierce as well. So if you don't believe me, Watch this video of a roadrunner taking on a rattlesnake. Let's see who is more fierce.
Disconnect me.
Roadrunners also help one another and help their community. In fact, last year, we provided thousands of hours of community service to others in San Antonio and around the world. We also have a food pantry on campus, so if you are ever in need of anything, please stop on by. Yeah, the video of the Roadrunners being fierce. Yeah, that was great. I love that video. And then he like just keeps going and going.
Roadrunners are successful. There are approximately 131 people who call themselves UTSA alumni. We have a growing alumni base that you will soon be a member of. So along with our alumni, you'll be joining alumni like Dr. Katz, who has been an educator in our city for over 3 decades. She established the first student scholarship fund at UTSA. From her generosity, we now have the Katz Alumni Center.
Another notable alum, Dan Caron, Dan loved UTSA so much, he gave $25,000 to match all alumni gifts given in a single month in 2015. Through Dan's efforts, the Roadrunner family donated over $50,000. Then there are Roadrunners like David Morgan and Marcus Davenport, who represent UTSA at the highest level of professional football. Morgan was the first UTSA player ever drafted into the NFL, and last year, Davenport was UTSA's first ever first-round draft pick. These 4 people show us that no matter your passion, UTSA will make you successful. Roadrunners are a family. We had some members of our very own Roadrunner family make this video.
Roadrunners are inclusive. Ask anyone one thing that makes UTSA special, and they will most likely tell you it's so diverse. Around campus, there are posters that you read that read "Birds of a Feather." It's important to remember that we come from different backgrounds. We have different ideas. We dance to different beats. But for all of our differences, Roadrunners do share a common bond. We believe in UTSA and in the power of education to change our own lives and change the world. We belong here, all different, all Roadrunners.
Roadrunners are involved on campus and in our community. We hope you will get involved on campus because that is the secret to your success while at UTSA. Let us share some of the secrets to success. Companies that hire college graduates look at these attributes in this order. Notice that leadership and ability to work in a team are high on the list. These are all gained by getting involved. That looks like problem-solving skills. The top. To add to that, the factors that influence hiring decisions. While you have had to have a good GPA, it is not the lone factor for companies hiring graduates. Note that leadership positions and involvement are just as important. You can all do these things when you get involved at UTSA.
We all have 168 hours in each week. If we spend 15 hours in class and at least 30 hours studying, 56 hours of sleeping, we're left with 67 free hours. What will you do with those 67 hours? You may decide to volunteer on campus or in the community. You might have a job, as many of us do, but the most important thing in college is to get involved. So just a little personal involvement story of my own. One of the first organizations I got involved in here at UTSA was Utsa Ambassador program. I got involved in that my very first semester, and that's ideally just working to promote the university at its higher standard, working at UTSA commencement ceremonies, working to really just whatever event that needed an ambassador there to go ahead and make sure everything went smoothly. I was there for that organization, there to make sure that everything went perfectly fine. And then from that point on, my involvement in campus just continued to go. I joined about 4 different organizations from that point on, and everything just kept on building and building and building. And then 2 years later, here I am being Miss UTSA. So everyone has their own personal story once you go ahead and get involved. But part of the excitement for us at UTSA is that we get to help and shape and create the traditions on our campus.
My favorite campus event and tradition is homecoming, and it's fun to see all. It is a family-friendly evening event that offers carnival rides, food booths, fireworks, and live music.
All right, now the best way to keep up with campus events and to get involved is through radio. So explore all the possibilities and find out more about the almost 400 organizations such as the UTSA Quidditch team who competed for a national championship last year. Also, our Runner Powerlifting Club has won 2 national titles in a row. We also have academic organizations such as the Society of Automotive Engineers that builds and races formula-style race cars and off-road vehicles. No matter what your interests are, there's a place for you to get involved at UTSA.
Another great way to get involved is to attend Roadrunner Days, which will be your next big thing. You'll be able to make friends at the Midnight Light and the Get Involved Fair.
As you make the transition to UTSA, you'll discover how to navigate college life. This new challenge will be easier with the new friends you make and by getting involved on campus. That's why it's so important to get out of your comfort zone and go to a program or participate in activities. You're sure to meet new people when you do.
A group of roadrunners is called a marathon, and when you meet those other people, keep in mind this fun fact. So, welcome to your marathon. Now and forever, you are roadrunners.
We look forward to seeing you physically cross the stage at commencement. And if you only remember one thing from today, this morning, is that the secret to success is getting involved. So to go ahead and ask y'all one more time, you can go ahead and put it in the chat and just make sure that you do know what it is. What is the secret to success? Hard work. Teamwork. Close, close. Those are all very good answers. However, one of the biggest ones as well is getting involved on campus, but not to count out the answers y'all are giving.
Thank y'all. Can y'all hear me? Yeah, okay. Thank y'all so much for presenting today. Right now we have some time for any questions. So the first one that I'd like to ask both of y'all is, can you share a little bit about your current involvement at UTSA? What organizations are you a part of, and what led you to choose those organizations?
Carla, I'll let you go ahead and take this one.
Okay, I can start. So I'm currently a sophomore. So in fall 2018, that's when I started to get involved. I'm a pre-med student, so a lot of the organizations I was interested in were following the pre-med route. So the Pre-Medical Society, Doctors Without Borders, HOSA. I saw a question about HOSA, I think, in the chat earlier. I really like that organization that allows you to compete in various events that are related to healthcare. I'm also part of the Terry Scholar Student Organization, part of the Honors College. They have their own organization that we do a lot of volunteering events for. I also started my own organization on campus called Community Support Team. I really enjoyed that. It's an organization that allows students to get certified in various different fields such as CPR, mental health, first aid. It was just an idea that I had, and with the opportunities that we have at UTSA, I was able to make it possible. So, you want to go, Cambridge?
Alrighty, so I've pretty much been getting involved since my first semester here. That was fall 2017. And like I said, when I had my personal story, like from the jump, the first organization I got involved in was Utsa Ambassadors. And then from there, I also joined UTSA Men of Honor, which is ideally a group of African American males just working to change their what they're perceived as in society and how they can really make themselves be better men in society. Also, I've been involved in the Rhode Island Student Alumni Association, which works in partnership with the actual Alumni Association, and helps students get more connections, just get more pathways working with current alumni. I also serve as president of Men of Honor at this point. I'm also president of my fraternity as well, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. What other organizations involved in? I was a member of the marching band here for 2 years, so the Spirit of San Antonio marching band. I was on the drum line for that, played bass drum for 2 years. I've been involved in a lot. I can't think of it right now.
Cambridge, you're so great. I'm just teasing. I also know that we have some members of our Student Government Association in this session. So I would like to invite either one of you on to talk a little bit about SGA and your route to involvement with Student Government Association.
Sure. Hello. Hi, everyone. I'm Jose. I'm actually the student body vice president. We were just elected this past spring. So what student government is, and there's actually 2 other executive officers here today, and they can introduce themselves a little bit. But what my job is we basically bring in students to bring in their concerns, ask questions if they need it. We are their liaison between us and administration, the rest of the students, and the community. But my job as vice president is to run the meetings, do some administrative work, and of course to coordinate with the other executive officers. But that's just a little introduction, and then we actually have a few more executive officers.
Hi everyone, my name's Taylor. I am the UTSA student body president. SGA is a great organization. It works to represent students with administration. We work on a lot of things that we think students care about and need at UTSA. It's a great organization to join if you really like to represent your fellow students. Especially during this difficult time, we're having a lot of meetings with administration and other people at UTSA to make sure that students are in a great condition to succeed.
Thank you so much, student government. So we do have some questions in the chat. The first one is, what exactly is Mr. and Miss UTSA?
So what being Miss UTSA really is an ambassador for the university, representative for the university. So ideally, you're pretty much one of the faces that you see when you look at UTSA in general. Like, of course, you have our overall president of the university, Dr. Taylor, and his staff among him. You also have Carla and myself who are there pretty much representing the student side of itself. So whenever there's events going on throughout San Antonio or something that just works with recruitment for incoming students, incoming freshmen, such as what we're doing right now, we're the front runners for that. We're the ones who ideally are pretty much just leading the charge for student involvement, showing face. But also we get to implement some of our own changes into the campus as well. We align with our own platforms of what we want to go ahead and see how we could improve the university. For example, mine is bringing more awareness and funding into our student emergency fund, which is there to help out students who might be a little bit short on the financial side due to the type of unforeseen emergency, such as what's going on right now, or medical bills or anything like that, just might catch you off guard. So my platform is really based on getting more money, getting more funding, getting more awareness into that area. And that's the same with any administrative issue. We all have our own ideas that we want to go ahead and change the university.
Carla, did you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, well, I think Cambridge pretty much got it on the spot. My platform includes promoting diversity on campus. It's celebrating the different cultures that we have, since UTSA is super diverse, just embracing that and learning from other people's cultures, respect, and celebration. So a lot of great ideas if you want to ever run for Mr. and Miss UTSA, a lot of things that can be implemented if you are passionate about. It's a really fun experience for sure.
Thank you. And then also, how do you become a UTSA ambassador?
So I'll actually let Jose go ahead and answer this, because Jose is actually one of the more current UTSA ambassadors. So I know he knows a lot more about this information.
Perfect.
Hi, Cambridge. Thank you. Cambridge actually was a great UT ambassador as well. But UTSA Ambassador organization is, well, I think it's pretty much in the name. You're an ambassador for not just the school, but for yourself, for the organization, and for the Roadrunner community at large. So what UTSA ambassadors do is, a big part of their job is giving tours to prospective students, parents. So it's really great to get involved that way, and you get some great steps in. You also get to represent the organization and the university at events all throughout the state, all throughout the city, and of course here on campus. So we get invited a lot by the president of UTSA, senior administration, to come and represent UTSA as students, and it's a really great opportunity to get involved and just to see all different types of student life here on campus. But what was the question? How do you become?
I think it was just, what is a UTSA ambassador? But if you want to answer the follow-up of just how do you become one, that'd be great too.
Yeah, well, real quick, becoming a UTSA ambassador is really, I wouldn't say easy, but it's a great way. So what you do when you first come in, or whenever you're a student here, all you have to do is talk to our coordinator, Nicholas Hernandez, or any of the administration at the Welcome Center. They can get you set up with some interviews. They can train you a little bit on campus tours and how to present yourself. And once you're done with the training process, then you become a full-fledged ambassador. But if you want more information, I'm sure we can get some contact info for you.
Perfect. Yeah. I believe on Rowdy Link is where they can find contact information, which we'll actually get to Rowdy Link in a second with another question. Carla, we have a question about the American Sign Language Club, which we don't currently have one. I would like you to chat a little bit about what the process was like starting a new organization at UTSA.
Yeah, starting a new organization, I think, is a great idea to get involved at UTSA. The process for me was, you just have to find first, I think Charlene put in the chat, 4 other friends. I think you need 5 people in total to start off your organization. I think it's a good idea to maybe assign officer roles just to start off with the process. And then you attend a new student organization orientation. They have several of these, so if you miss one, don't think that's it. They have several that you can attend. I think you need at least 1 or 2 people to attend, and then learn all about the process of how to start organization. The Student Activities Office is really helpful in getting this started. They provide a lot of resources for you. You get a whole big packet with lots of information that you can use to start drafting your constitution for your organization. And when I say constitution, that sounds kind of scary, but it's not that bad. It's just kind of outlining your mission statement for your organization, the officer roles that you're going to have, and the different types of activities that you'll have, when your meetings will be, your membership requirements, all of the different things that you need to start your organization. You'll be able to put in your constitution, and from there, you'll get approved once you submit all of your guidelines for creating constitutions will be through student activities. So lots of resources, and then you set up your meetings and you're ready to go. So student activities is really helpful with that process.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Carla. Because Cambridge has been involved in what seems like every student organization on campus, we had a question about where can you find different groups on campus. Do you mind chatting a little bit about RowdyLink and some of its features and maybe why you enjoy using that platform?
Of course. So RowdyLink is definitely one of our better resources on campus for finding different organizations, just because, for one, every student organization on campus is registered through it. So if you were to go ahead and take a look at RowdyLink and you want to look up, for example, I see something about American Sign Language on here. You can go ahead and type into the search bar on RowdyLink, sign language for prime example, and then any organization with that comes in its title or in its description, that will go ahead and pull it up, and then it just kind of lets you know a little bit more about what the organization is about, when they need, just anything that they want to go ahead and put out to the general public. It's also a good resource to see when the next few events might be coming up. Like say you might have something for Roadrunner Days coming up on RowdyLink, or one of my organizations might have something just posted up just to say we have something just open for the general community, or something that's just open to general members or whatever the case may be. But ideally, RowdyLink is that resource that you would use to find anything about getting involved in.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Rich. We had a question from the chat about an organization called NAMI, I believe, or NAMI. We do not have that organization on campus, but we do have other organizations that focus on mental health awareness. However, if you are interested in starting it, as Carla mentioned earlier, it can be super easy to find 4 friends and start an organization on campus. So one of our questions is there a showcase where people can go out and see clubs and organizations? So would either one of y'all like to chat a little bit about the involvement fair? I think, Carla, that was for you.
Yeah, I can chat about the involvement fair. I think the involvement fair is part of Roadrunner Days, and I think the last events for students to get involved. It's a big fair with different organizations set up their booths all under the sombrilla, and it's from like 11 to 3. So anytime that you have between that time, you can go in and chat with different organizations. All the organizations are out there recruiting people, answering all of your questions, informing you guys when the meetings are. It's just a perfect way to go out and see the different organizations that we have at UTSA. Great event. You learn a lot. You make a lot of friends right off the bat.
Thank you. So we did have some questions about the various clubs on campus, such as club sports. We do have a volleyball club as well as various photography clubs. As Charlene mentioned earlier in the chat, we have about 400 organizations on campus. So we have a little bit of everything. We've even had a Nicolas Cage club in the past where they sit and watch Nicolas Cage movies. So when we say that UTSA has a lot of things to do, we mean that there's a little bit of everything for everybody. Now, we just kind of talked about Roadrunner Days. Carla or Cambridge, do you want to talk about maybe what events you're most looking forward to as it relates to Roadrunner Days?
I can go first on this one. I really like Midnight Light, and that's kind of the first event that we have. It's especially if you live on campus, this is the perfect way to get involved and make new friends right before you start your first day of classes. I remember it clearly, my first day of freshman year, not knowing many people, but I think my floor at Alvarez Hall organized like a little outing so we could all go together to Midnight Light, and it was a really good experience. Got to make a lot of friends, made me really excited about starting fall classes. So I think it was a really fun thing that I look forward to every year.
Thank you.
I think my favorite would be late night at the rec, just because that's another like high energy night. Just because there's so many students are coming in, probably to the rec for their first time, and it's just a lot going on at the rec. You have bounce houses, you have different blow up things going on, you have Zumba classes, you have I want to say with dodgeball one year they had indoor soccer. Another year they have all these different events going on. They have weightlifting challenges. They have plyometric challenges. They just have so much stuff going on at the rec. And if you haven't seen the rec or heard anything about the rec, it's a nice little facility. You even have, I believe, the tallest rock wall, indoor rock wall in the state of Texas. And it's just a lot of fun you can do. A lot of fun to do. And on top of all that, it's like the biggest competition I've ever seen. People to get a free shirt. Like people take our free shirts very seriously here, and that's like the first opportunity to get one. And from there, it's just a little thing.
Thank you all so much. And then Cambridge, we're going to tackle a little bit about campus rec. I'm going to assume that you and Carla have both possibly played Intermurals, and if you could talk a little bit about what Intermurals is and why that may be a fun avenue to get involved in for some of our athletic incoming students.
So Intermurals is definitely a perfect little avenue because, prime example for me, I used to do football and track when I was in high school, and then of course I still wanted to keep up that athleticism and that involvement when I got to college, but of course I wasn't going to try out for real teams because that's just too much. But they do have intramural sports to kind of help you out in that area. For example, we have intramural flag football, we have intramural basketball, we have intramural dodgeball. Like any possible sport, there's probably an intramural for it or a club sport for it. And so the intramural just kind of gives you that opportunity to still stay involved with it, still keep in touch with your skills, and just to have a good time. You could always create your own teams, join someone's team, just do whatever you want to do. Yeah, just have fun with that. Intermurals is a very, very fun opportunity with us.
Thank you. Would you say it gets a little competitive out there, Cambridge?
Very. Very.
We have a question in the chat about how do I find out about sororities at UTSA? Now, Cambridge, I know you're in a fraternity. Can you share a little bit about where a first stop would be to get involved with Greek life?
Gotcha. So the first stop you would really take to get involved with Greek life, there's actually a few places. For one, student activities. The two, you also have our Greek life office, which is located on a Paseo. Now, of course, if you were to look at a map of UTSA, you can see the Paseo, and then it's just one of the offices is right there on the side. You could go by there, stop by, just ask, ideally, like who is here. And then even if you don't even want to stop by physically, you can also check out Rowdy Link. You can check out the Greek Life website that's online for UTSA. There's many different avenues, but ideally there's just another, there's just a few resources you can go ahead and check out and see like what interests you might have as far as Greek Life and what questions you have or anything like that.
And then do you have any advice for anybody who would be wanting to join a Greek organization?
For one, do your research because it's always when you join a fraternity sorority. The way I look at it, mine is a lifetime bond. I have my fraternity for life. At the same time, you want to join something that means something. You want to join something that has the same ideals lined up as you. So you want to make sure that you've done your research for that, and then go there and actually like talk to people who are in that fraternity or sorority because you hate to join a fraternity or sorority that itself you respect, but at the same time with the people, it's just you just can't really get along with them. It's people you don't really vibe with. So you want to find something that you perfectly align with, and then of course just have a good time with it. Just have a good time with it. There's always tons of research you want to do beforehand.
Thank you so much. Are there any other questions that anybody has? And you can unmute yourself and ask straight to our presenters, Cambridge and Carla, or you can continue to pop in the chat, but I'll wait a few seconds to see what comes out. CAP students are definitely encouraged to get involved on campus. We've had a number of students who had come to UTSA that maybe hadn't planned on living all 4 years there, but ended up staying because they loved the various organizations they were involved in or the classes they were in.
I can also actually speak a little bit on the CAP students because although I've never a CAP student working as an orientation leader for 2 years, I've had many CAP students that I've kind of seen come to the school. And one of the things I've told them is that even though you might be transferring to UT, there's still organizations that are here on campus that are transferable. For example, you may be joining a business fraternity or something that just helps you professionally on the professional development side. And although you're be leaving this campus, you're still taking those skills along with you. So it's always a good thing to go ahead and take with you, like just a few little tips that you're going to do with something there.
Thank you. It asks, are club orientations around the same time as school orientation, or are they scheduled at different times individually? So the first type of orientation that you will get for any type of student would be like the involvement fair. And then from there, the different organizations will either schedule out their first meeting of the semester, which may be an open meeting or some type of learn more about it. So they'll do that all individually. Oh, okay. So another one is, what type of advice do you have for someone who may be an introverted person in terms of getting involved at school and with a student organization?
I can answer some of that one. So I was pretty shy at first too. Kind of getting out of my comfort zone, coming to college was a little bit hard, but getting involved with organizations really helps me because it kind of gives you a group of friends that you can start off and get through college with. Especially in your major, you can make friends, find out what organizations they're involved in, and then get connected that way. A big one would be to go to the involvement fair. I think it's a great idea to go walk around, see if anything interests you. There's a lot of clubs on campus, so it's a perfect way to see the different organizations that we have, and if anything interests you or you want to learn more, you can go up to them and talk to them and find out more and get connected that way. I think that's a perfect way. Also through RowdyLink, you don't want to go to the involvement fair to have that so many people around. You can go on RowdyLink and just look up organizations that interest you, send them an email, get connected that way.
Thank you. Cambridge, when would you recommend to become an ambassador?
So ideally, you could start whenever you really feel most comfortable. So you can start as soon as you step foot on this campus. You can start in your second or third semester. It's ideally whenever you feel most comfortable, because ideally, if I remember correctly, you could go ahead and apply at any point. You do an interview at any point, because the season pretty much open for the entire semester. I would say just to go ahead and familiarize yourself with the campus first. That's going to be one of the things I kind of learned, just because one of the bigger roles with being an ambassador is campus tours. And you'd want to learn the campus a little bit on your own before you have to officially learn the Pro Ambassador program, because then you're learning about everything about these buildings, everything about the people, everything. Is just a whole lot of information that you don't want to kind of swarm yourself in that first before you know the campus first. So if you're trying to do it in your first semester, I would give at least, depending on your learning style, I would say like give it like a month or so. And of course, along with that, doing whatever you feel most comfortable with the classes as well. You don't want to join an organization that might have you so busy where you can't focus on your classes as well. So whatever has your focus at each point.
So I know we talked a lot about getting involved with student organizations, but there's also involvement as it relates to departmental programs or activities, such as the Student Leadership Center or our Inclusion Office. Are there any key experiences, events, programs, or trips that you've taken that you would like to plug as something that was really beneficial to your experience? Such as, for instance, if you did the Civil Rights and Social Justice trip or Leadership Takeover, etc.
Does study abroad also count as?
Yes, of course. Plug, Carla.
So for me, I think one of the key moments that I really enjoyed at UTSA was studying abroad. I've studied abroad twice now, and I want to continue to do it. So I went to Costa Rica and Japan, and that was really cool. It was a great way to make new friends, learn about different cultures, live and experience a different way of life, learn more about culture, have a great time. I think it was a great idea for anyone that's interested in learning a different type of life or a different culture, food, getting out of your comfort zone for sure. I think it's a great way to get involved that way.
Thank you.
I know there's a few that I actually want to get involved in, but I don't know if I have the time at this point now, since I'm about to graduate soon. But for one, there's a civil rights, pretty much the civil rights trip. and that one takes you, I want to say all the way to, it just takes you throughout the South of the United States, and you see different aspects of what the country is. You see different civil rights movements. You see different museums, and just see like exactly what the movement was all about, and then you just learn a whole bunch of stuff with all the different students who go with you. I believe it's about 50 or so students who travel with you over that week. And then you also have leadership, which to my understanding is just a week-long conference, which is just helping you build who you are as a leader, help you find your key points, kind of break you down a little bit and then boost you back up. I've always had many friends go on both of those trips. Yeah, those are probably two of the higher points I can think of.
So then to wrap up the session, the last question I have for y'all is, what would be some tips that you would give to any new student coming in about getting involved to make sure they're as successful as possible?
Okay, so a tip I would give for new students is something that I'm trying to like make more of my slogan, but don't fear opportunity. There's plenty of opportunity around you as soon as you step foot on this campus. It'll show itself in many different ways, and ideally, it's your best thing you could do here. The best thing you could do here at UTSA is to build who you are as a person. That way, when you leave here, you just leave with more confidence, you leave with more capabilities to go ahead and make yourself the best marketable person you can be. So whether it be joining an org, whether it be leading an org, whether it be being at the top of your class, whether it be that extra person in your class, whatever the case may be, just don't fear the opportunity, because there's always something that can go ahead and help you get that extra hand above your fellow students, help you get that extra hand in life in general, because these lessons that you learn here in school, they're also life lessons. Like, it's just something you don't want to take lightly. So, and also just make the most of your college time here, because you only undergrad once. So it's just a one-time experience you want to make the most of.
Thank you. Carla?
So, tips that I would have is find your passions. I think in college is the perfect time to explore the different passions that you have. Find organizations that feed those passions, and don't be afraid to try different things, try new things, get out of your comfort zone, make new friends, enjoy the college ride, because it only lasts 4 years, or depending how long your college career is the perfect time to find your passions, enjoy what you like. Try different organizations. You never know what you might end up liking or doing. I think that's a big tip.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for presenting, answering our questions. Shout out to Ansley and Charlene in the chat. And then thank you for our few SGA representatives who were able to pop in this morning. I'm just going to leave our participants with two things. One, don't forget to check out Rowdy Link. That has a list of all of our organizations on campus. And then the second one is, once we see you in the fall, we will be having our involvement fair the second week of school. So that's going to be your first step to getting involved after checking out Rowdy Link. If you have any other questions, please make sure to email getInvolved@utsa.edu, and we will reach out and answer all of your questions. But thank you so much, Cambridge. Thank you so much, Carla. And then everybody else, enjoy the rest of your UTSA day. Bye.